Your Honor, I wish to cross-examine the witness. Falcon, wasn't it? Don't waste the court's time. A high-ranking police officer would never lie on the witness stand. I wouldn't accuse the inspector of lying, I just wanted to make sure that every base is properly covered. Ugh, this sounds like pointless nitpicking to me, but I'll allow it, for now. Go on, Falcon, do your cross-examination. I changed his voice like twice, I think. Cross-examination time. Welcome back to Let's Cats, everybody. We are currently in the trial for, Prince Juan, which is actually, Renard Vulp, pretending that he's Prince of Spain. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. But, Major Howell was killed by poisoning. Let's see. He died of poisoning. There was around 24 citizens. 10 o'clock. Do I really want to be like 10 o'clock? Sure. 10 o'clock, you say? Correct, 10 o'clock. Surely you mean 10 o'clock. I'm not going to be picky. How long did it take for you to arrive? From the time you were called, how long did it take you to arrive at the crime scene? Around 5 minutes. I happened to be in the neighboring Palais Royal at the time, so it was a simple journey. Then, I'm guessing the Major Howell would have been dead for around 10 minutes by the time you arrived. That would have been a fair estimate. Plenty of time for a bad guy to slip away, huh? That's definitely a possibility. I don't think the court would appreciate my wild speculations, though. Do you have another question about Inspector Valerity's arrival at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. No, I'll let him... I really want to be like 10 o'clock? Surely you meant to say 10 o'clock. I beg your pardon? You clucked. Like a chicken. JayJay, do you really want to kick off this trial by picking on petty pronunciation peculiarities? I suppose not. Let's skip the clucking nonsense to get them some real lawyering. Alright, no more about that. Cool. Rose in hand. 24 citizens I'm curious about. Inspector, you say that there were around 24 citizens, all of whom attesting to seeing my client deliver the poisoned rose. Oh boy, when you put it like that, our situation seems a little dire, doesn't it? Correct. We collected precisely 22 testimonies, and there are no major inconsistencies. Wait, no. I wanted to ask about that. I accidentally clicked. I'm using the wrong mouse. There we go. What exactly did they say? Each citizen attested to seeing the king and his entourage approaching the new painting in the Grand Gallery. They each heard the king deliver a short speech, which was on the subject of progress and societal improvements and whatnot. There was some applause, then Prince Juan stepped out of the crowd and approached the king with a rose in hand. Each person then saw Major Howell take the rose from Prince Juan, and each person saw Major Howell promptly drop dead. I see. Some of the descriptions of the man's death were quite graphic. He convulsed, twisted, and spasmed. His mouth frothed like a rabid lunatic, said another. Thank you, Inspector. I think we get the picture. No, I'm not gonna ask anything else. And, did I ask about the poisoning yet? Inspector, you said that the coroner determined that, with certainty, that the Major Howell was killed by poison. Correct, he stated the signs and symptoms were textbook. There was no possibility that his death was natural. Did the coroner mention specifically what kind of poison it was? He was not certain. At first, the coroner posited that it was a plant-borne poison like that of the aconite flower. But when he learned how fast the poison had taken effect, he noticed that this was atypical of aconite. Consequently, he suggested that it may have been some newly engineered concoction. Newly engineered poison, you say? Well, that only reaffirms that this was a very deliberate assassination attempt. Indeed. I do have another question. How was he poisoned? How exactly was Major Howell poisoned? What was the delivery mechanism? His finger was... No, wrong one. His finger was pricked by the poisoned rose. He even commented out loud about it seconds before dying. All 22 citizens who witnessed the murder attested to seeing and hearing this. Is there any possibility that he was poisoned by something else?
What an absurd thing to say, JJ. You heard that the 22 people saw the victim prick his finger and die. What are you suggesting, that the pricked finger had no relation to the poisoning?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't doubt that Major Howell was poisoned, but I do doubt that Rose was the cause.
Unbelievable! Only a total buffoon could fail to draw the blatant link here. JJ, as tempting as it is to sit here and lecture you on the basics of cause and effect, I'll end this discussion painlessly. Inspector, please tell the defense that you found traces of poisons on the thorns of the rose itself. That should alleviate all doubts that the rose, in fact, was a poison delivery mechanism.
Actually, I can't tell him that.
I dread to ask, but why not?
We didn't check the rose for traces of poison. It just seemed obvious that the rose was the cause of poisoning, given the time of the incidents.
Well then, now would be a good time to make a test. Here's a marvelous thought. We prick the finger of the defendant with the rose. If there is no poison on the rose, then Prince 1 lives, and he is free to go. If the rose is poisoned, the prince dies, but that's okay because the punishment would be just fitting of this crime.
A marvelous suggestion. What is this, a witch trial? This isn't America, Severin. That's not how we do things here.
Calm your feathers, JJ. It was clearly a joke. There are far more humane ways to test for poison. I'm sure the inspector will perform his duty with due diligence.
Actually, we won't be able to test the rose for poison at all.
Why is that?
Given the dangerous nature of the flower, it was destroyed by a police force. We burned it to ashes.
Such unprofessionalism.
If we have no way of knowing whether the rose was poisoned, then this whole trial ought to be called into question.
Nice try, JJ, but the process of reasoning by elimination, we can still deduce with absolute certainty that the rose was poisoned. In other words, there was nothing else at the crime scene that could have caused the poisoning.
Wrong. There was something else at the crime scene that could have contained the poison. Something the investigative police blindly overlooked. Look at this.
What am I supposed to be looking at?
It is a paper wrapper to a piece of chocolate. It was found in the Louvre, the Salle du Tibre to be precise, and we can date its consumption to the day of the incident.
You're not suggesting
that Major Howell ate a piece of poisoned chocolate moments before he died? I most certainly am. Intriguing, pretty convincing.
Did you see this wrapper at the crime scene for yourself, Inspector?
The police force does not have time nor resources to trawl every piece of trash at every crime scene, I'm afraid.
In other words, you overlooked it. It's astounding unprofessionalism.
The prosecution is right to be disgusted. What a disgraceful display, Inspector. I offer my apologies, Your Honor. I don't want your apologies. I want you to do your damn job properly. Get off the witness podium before I kick you off myself. As you wish. I'll take my leave. Until next time, Messieurs.
So let me get this straight. The chocolate wrapper was found at the crime scene?
Correct.
And you have reason to believe it was consumed on the day of the incident?
I do. I have an expert food tasting witness who is willing to testify if need be. You have a foodie witness? I don't recall anyone like that. Who on earth are you talking about, Falcon? Oh, I see.
But do you know for certain that Major Howell consumed this chocolate?
Well, that is a fact we are still investigating.
I see. And do you have the evidence that this chocolate was in fact poisoned?
Again, that is something that may require a little more time to definitively prove.
So then in actuality, you do not have evidence that Major Howell consumed some poisoned chocolate. Instead, you have a solitary piece of rubbish that you pluck straight out of the gutter. That's weak for you even, JJ. Let's move things along. I have another witness I would like to summon. He is a man who claims to have had an excellent view of the people going in and out of the Louvre at the time of the incident. I call upon Monsieur Toussaint Kingsley.
Could the witness please approach the stand and recite the oath? Hello. Oh, right, the oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Please state your full name and occupation for the court record.
My name is Toussaint Kingsley, and I am a person who fishes.
A person who fishes? So you're a fisherman.
Oh, is that how it is? I thought the French justice system was better than this.
I beg your pardon?
Here comes the Toussaint Kingsley, the kingfisher. Clearly he must be a fisherman, because you didn't hear all kingfishers are fishermen. Well, you are carrying a fishing rod. And, can a man not carry a fishing rod, reel, and bait without being branded a fisherman? Look, the prosecutor is carrying a riding crop. Clearly he must be a horse jockey.
Oh, for pity's sake. Fine, we can list your occupation as a person who fishes, not fisherman.
Thank you. Actually, why do you carry a riding crop, Severin? I've never seen you ride a horse.
I don't know, JJ. Why do you, a 30-something-year-old with no health problems, carry a cane?
This is veering quite far, of course. Could the prosecution please get back to the questions?
Of course, Your Honor. Monsieur Kingsley, is it true that you were nearby the Louvre at the time of the incident?
Yes, I was sitting upon the Pont des Arts.
The Pont des Arts, that's a new bridge just a stone's throw from the Louvre south entrance, yes?
That's right.
And what were you doing at the time of the incident?
I was fishing.
Kingfishers, am I right, Falcon? So you would have plenty opportunity to see people who have entered and exited the palace. Can you tell us who you saw?
Well, the Louvre's a busy place. Naturally, I saw a lot of people. But at 9 a.m., I saw the King Louis Philippe himself enter the building. He was surrounded by his entourage, of course. Then around 9:30, I saw this shifty-looking fox looking around the entrance. Your Honor, I object to the witness's use of the term shifty-looking. It's vague and biased description. No, really, he looked super shifty. I saw him rubbing his paws and cackling gleefully. Then I saw him take a rose and carefully rub the stem.
Rub the stem of a rose, you say? As if he were applying something to the flower, perhaps?
Well, monsieur, I really shouldn't speculate.
Of course, it was wrong of me to ask such a leading question.
But yeah, it definitely looked like he was putting some sort of powder on the stem.
Wow, I wasn't even expecting such a bold admission. Members of the court, sounds like what we have here is a direct witnessing of the defendant readying the murder weapon. The defense claims that the rose was never poisoned, and yet here we have a man who saw the poison with his own eyes.
I smell perjury. You do? No question. He saw a shifty-looking criminal reading poisoning and cackling near the scene of the crime. That's not believable at all. I think you may be right. I wonder if I have any evidence that calls Toussaint's story into doubt. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Really? This nonsense again. You just heard the witness directly describe your client readying poison on a rose. What is there to question? I'm just trying to uncover the truth, Your Honor. Oh, fine. Go on, Falcon. Make a fool out of yourself. Lurking around. The location. I want to say the location because he must have entered through another place. Because we found the paper at another place. Monsieur Kingsley, you say that you were sitting upon the railings of the Pont des Arts on the morning of the incident.
Yep.
What entrances can you see from that bridge? You had a good view of the Louvre south entrance, didn't you?
Yup, the Pont des Arts is a great vantage point for seeing the Grand Gallery's south side.
What about the other entrances?
The other entrances? You mean if you were entering from the Tuileries Garden or the Palace du Carrousel?
Whoa, I am just like burping and hiccuping here.
No, I couldn't possibly see those areas from the bridge. But of course, that isn't relevant. Monsieur Kingsley witnessed Prince Juan entering the south entrance with a flower in hand. That's what counts.
What if Prince Juan didn't enter from the south entrance? What if he approached the Louvre from the Tuileries Gardens to the west?
That's a big what if. Do you have any evidence that Prince Juan entered the Louvre from the Tuileries Gardens?
As a matter of fact, I do. I have definite proof that the Prince Juan approached from the west, not the south. Hey, I know what I saw, monsieur.
I'm doubtful too. Go on, JayJay, show us definitive proof that Prince Juan entered from the Louvre from the Tuileries Garden.
Look at this.
A book page?
Page 44 of Don Quixote, specifically. It was found just outside the Louvre west entrance.
This proves nothing.
I'm not done yet. Take a look at this.
Don Quixote?
This is the book Prince Juan has been reading in jail since his arrest. I believe he has had it on his person for some time. And yes, page 44 is missing. This was the first thing I checked. You do realize what this means, don't you, Severin? The defendant was present in the Tuileries Garden prior to entering the Louvre. This also means that in all likelihood, the defendant entered the Louvre from the west entrance, not the south. How could he have possibly been seen by Monsieur Kingsley from the Pont d'Art?
What? I know what I saw, monsieur. A fine theory, Falcon, but maybe the defendant took the long way around. One can still travel from the Tuileries to the Louvre south entrance by walking along the river.
An extra 2 kilometers of walking just to enjoy the pre-murder scenery? Let's not say silly things, Cocorico.
Okay, maybe the defendant deliberately left the page there to mislead the investigation.
Now you're the one who's blindly speculating.
It's not blind speculation, it's a viable hypothesis.
You're fond of logic, aren't you, Cocorico? Let's talk about Occam's razor. There we go. When torn between 2 seemingly equal hypotheses, we must side with the one that imposes the fewest assumptions. Which of these theories takes fewer assumptions? 1. The page from the Prince Juan's book fell out on his way to the Louvre south entrance. 2. Prince Juan deliberately planted the page on the off chance that it would be discovered, and then he took the long way around.
How dare you? The nerve of you to lecture me on such basic philosophical concepts.
I'll stop lecturing you when you stop making such basic mistakes.
Damn! Wow! Holy crap!
Monsieur Falcon, please calm yourself. What's the point of all this yammering? The ultimate point is that Toussaint's testimony is fabricated, made up, utter fiction.
No, everything I've said is the truth.
I suspect that the witness isn't even a fisherman.
I'm not a fisherman.
See, he admits it himself.
That's not what I meant.
Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. Gained a little favor with the jury. Prosecutor, you have something that will put this arrogant Falcon in his place, don't you?
I must concede.
You concede?
On this point, at least, Falcon's evidence strongly suggests that the key component of Monsieur Kingsley's testimony is false.
No.
This doesn't mean that Prince Juan is innocent, of course. All Falcon has demonstrated is that this particular witness is unreliable.
But I did see something, I really did. Alright, so maybe I didn't exactly see a shifting-looking fox. I made that part of the story up. But I did see a swan lurking around the south entrance on the morning of the murder. Oh, that's bad. A swan. Do shut up, witness. Your word is mud at this point. How can we possibly trust anything you have to say? Your Honor, Judge Romulus, we're out of time. We're 10 minutes overdue to start the Hare vs. Torter trial. It's that late already? Curses. I was hoping we could have the case wrapped up in a single trial session.
It is a shame, but ultimately an accurate sentencing is always preferable to speedy sentencing.
Yes, alright. I don't need to hear you moralizing. Court will resume this Friday, 21st of January at 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Prosecutor, do your damn job. Get this stupid fox a conviction already.
I will do my best to ensure that justice is served, Your Honor. Whoa!
That was not a single-day trial. A lot came up in that trial, huh? Yeah, no doubt about that. But something's bothering me. Why would that fisherman guy, Monsieur Kingsley, lie on the witness stand? It's possible that he was coerced or bribed. That's just what I was thinking. Maybe the real murderer threatened the fisherman into making up a story for Prince Juan. Let's keep an open mind. Anything is possible at this stage. But to be perfectly honest, something else is bothering me about the trial. Mademoiselle Singh. I believe she plays a key part in this case, but getting her to tell her story is proving difficult. Surely you don't think that she's the real murderer?
Excuse me, Monsieur Falcon.
Oh, it's him.
Sorry to bother you, but this letter just arrived. I think it's for you.
A letter for me? Wonder why it wasn't sent to my office. Have you been demoted to courier status, Rupert?
Oh, hush, hush, Sparrowson. I don't need to be pitied by a first-year dropout.
Oh, good comeback. What does the letter say, Falcon? It's a threat. A threat made with cut-out newspaper letters. Whoa, I didn't know those things actually existed. Let me see. Falcon, stop your investigation or there will be consequences. Scary. There's no question that this letter originated from Major Howell's murderer. He or she must be aware that we are getting close to uncovering the truth. Sounds about right, but why would a person write with cut-out newspaper letters like this? Masking one's handwriting would be the most common reason. Although I can't help to wonder why they would bother since we don't have any handwriting samples to compare it to. We're still going ahead with our investigation though, right? Oh yes, absolutely. If a lawyer were ever deterred every time they received a threatening letter, they would never get any work done. Besides, with only 3 days left before the next trial session, we can't afford to be worrying about petty things like this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wow, you're right. Let's make those days count. Okay, it's a new day, and I will continue this next time on Let's Cats. I didn't expect this to happen again. But okay, I'll see you guys next time. Oh no, I have to choose from 3 Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.